Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of week 1, off to Paris. I am so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Today, I want to tell you a little bit behind the scenes. So, what brought about summer camp and especially a week to Paris? So, let me show you. I have been dying to show you these for several months now, and that is our new artisan collection. Some of you may have had a sneak peek because you ordered that pack, or it also comes, some of the papers come in your kit. But I wanted to just show you a little bit. I love painting and all kinds of art things, and there is something about when you have a canvas, you put gesso on it, and then as you add more color, you can kind of see the texture of the canvas through. And that is what this paper reminded me of. So you can see here, it's like the texture of a canvas that's been freshly gessoed that you've just added some color to. And as I started with that, all of the lovely colors. It is just so fun to work with. And then I thought it needs a companion, or a friend as I call them. And so we came up with what we now call our artsy paper. And it just has a little more of a pattern to it. It's still soft enough, subtle enough that you can use it in any application that you want. The thing that I love is how nicely the two patterns coordinate. And I love paper with texture. Sometimes paper without texture, I kind of feel like I'm using that old construction paper in elementary school. So I just think the texture of a paper really gives an elegance that you otherwise don't have. So that was the first thing I want to show you. So this is what got me kind of thinking about artsy, and we named our collection the Artisan Collection, which I think is very fitting. But it just got me thinking, and then as I was working on different cards and ideas we could use, that's when the whole Paris thing came out. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they have so many artists lining the street, painting that beautiful city, as well as the flower stands on every corner and the little sidewalk cafes. So that is where the behind the scenes of how we ended up going off to Paris for a few days. So our new Artisan Collection. And then I told you yesterday I would tell you what I am doing to try something new. So as I started thinking about Paris, I'm like, oh, what are the foods that you eat? And the first thing that came to mind were crepes. Like, I've never made crepes before. Oh, part of the theme, try new things. Oh, make life a little more adventuresome. So that's what I decided to do. So we're not going to have a cooking show today, but I thought I would tell you a little bit about my adventures in making crepes. So this was the pan I used. I'd read online, I looked at several recipes, and they talked about the fancy crepe pans you could order, but I decided I wanted to try and deal with what we had at home. So in your idea book, I have put the recipe that ended up being our favorite, and it's right at the end of the Off to Paris section. So here's the recipe for the crepes. And then this is the pan I ended up using. In the recipe it said to put butter in the pan, and I did try it. And maybe now that I'm a little better at making them, I could try it again. But they were too sticky and I couldn't flip them. So I ended up just spraying it with Pam. And maybe some of you think, oh, that's not a good idea. But it worked. So try that secret. Try butter first, whatever works for you. But I just put a little bit of Pam in the pan, let it nice and warm. And then I poured like maybe a 1/4 cup of the mixture into the pan. And then I let it sit for just 20 seconds or something. And then I would swirl my pan, I guess, and then it would just create the nice, even texture, the nice, even coating, the level coating, and they really don't take long. And then I just flipped them with my spatula, and after you do a few, you get the hang of it. And then the filling that's in the idea book, it was great. We topped it with strawberries. It was so fun. I was so excited. I had tried new things. And honestly, my son has loved crepes. And I'd never tried making them before, so it was really fun. I'm excited to have him over and make some crepes for him. So, the hardest part about the recipe is you make the batter and then you have to let it refrigerate for 2 hours first. So, plan ahead a little bit, but it was so fun to try something new. So, remember our challenge. When was the first time you tried something for the first? Let's see. When was the last time you tried something for the first time? So, try new things. It's so fun. Okay, today's card. I am so excited. Let me just bring it off so we can talk about it a little bit. I'm going to unhook it from the envelope. Okay, as I looked at this card, I'm like, it was so similar into the techniques that we used yesterday. I thought I want to mix it up a little bit. So, first, let's talk about it. So I just added the flowers just like yesterday. This time I did add a few leaves to the bottom, kind of breaking up the little sentiment that we added, but very similar to yesterday. So I don't know if you've read all of our honor code, but I'm going to read one more to you today, because if you're like me, chances are you might not have had time yet. So this is honor code number 5. Don't overthink. Don't think outside the box. Think of what you can do with the box. Well, today we're taking it a step further and we're going to get rid of the box. Let me show you what I mean. First, we are going to go through the things that are for today's card. As the sample was shown here. Oh, I didn't mention how I haven't hooked this one together. Our little DIY envelope, but we have a new pattern, and it's with our new artsy paper, the pink geranium. I just love that. I think it's so cute, and it's with the pink geranium paper that this card is mounted on. So we have a new card cut out, number 71, and we're going to be using this today as well as in week 2. We're going to use some of this. So make sure you save your pieces. In particular, we're going to be using this flower and a little square. But I think it comes with week 2 anyway, so you don't have to worry. So we have our card cutout 71, card cutout 70 that has a cute little tag on it, the little flower bouquet with the yellow striped vase, some more flowers to piece with. We have our new DIY reversible envelope. And so you can have this be one side, or here is the other side. And of course we have our wraps, and some of you have made comments that you didn't realize these are actually printed on a sticker paper, so you will peel them off and adhere them to your envelopes. So there's a little crack and peel that you will just crack off, and then you can adhere them to your envelopes. Okay, and then the artsy Gerber Daisy artsy paper. So, don't you just love that texture and the pattern there? I just think it's so beautiful. But today, getting rid of the box, this is what we're going to create. I took and cut out this flower vase out of the box. So we got rid of the box, and I've already done some of the cutting out. And if you have questions about cutting out, you can watch video number 1 of week 1, and that will give you some ideas. So very similar to what we did yesterday, except I cut it outside of the box, and now I've cut out all my little flowers as well. And I'm just going to get, I think these flowers are nice to have on mounting tape, so I'm just going to hurry and stick these little flowers on. And I'm going to have the little seafoam daisy be on top, so I am going to do it last. And remember, I'm just kind of curling up those edges. We'll put on one more rose up here. And then we have our little daisy. And I'm just going to stick that on, and I'm going to have the petals just kind of overlap the other the other petals. And then I've cut some leaves, and I'm just going to go ahead and use adhesive like double-sided tape. And you can leave a little tail on if you want to stick it in further to stick it down. Sometimes I'll just use like my embossing tool or little scissors if it's a fine area. I guess I didn't push that down hard enough. And then I kind of bend the leaves a little bit too, like fold them in half. Just gives a little more dimension. And if my double-sided tape sticks out a little further, I just simply fold it over so it's hidden behind whatever I'm doing. And then you can just use something sharp, something kind of pointy to adhere it down there. And now you can look how quick and easy, just adding a little more dimension, how that really makes it pop. So now what we're going to do, we are going to combine it with yesterday's flower. And I have already gone ahead. So you saw yesterday's flower, how we had cut out this around the box. And today we got rid of the box. And look how cute those look together. They are just really a pop of color. Okay, next we're just going to add our little sentiment. I'm just going to put a couple of pieces of my double-sided tape. And I want to kind of tuck in underneath those flowers. It just gives it a little different look. And then I just want to add just a little bit of a puff there. So I've got that mounted in. If friends were flowers, I would pick you. So I think that turned out so cute and is a different look than what we had originally. So look how different this looks from here, but yet we've used the same supplies. I think that is a really fun way to build cards. So I just want to show you now how cute this will be on other colors. So this is the same color, pink geranium, with our artsy paper, but I grabbed a few other colors that I thought you would just like to see how they look on it. So I think this is our Stormy Day. So tell us, I want you to look and see which color do you think is your favorite. So Stormy Day, and then I don't remember if this is called Alabaster or Baby's Breath, but it's one of the two. So you can see how it really pops on that one as well. And then we have our Toadstool Tan. And look at that cute contrast. So you can see whatever paper you put it on. Oh, and this black was really surprising. It just really pops on that. And then our Daylily. I thought that just really contrasted cute with that vase. And then I love this little seafoam flower. And I thought that really just makes that stand out. Oh, this is just the gesso of the Stormy Day. So you can see the difference in our two patterns. And the Artisan Pack does come in 20 colors with two patterns, and all of the colors are just beautiful. And then, of course, the Barnwood. I just love it. It's so cute, but look how cute that looks on there. I just thought it creates a fine contrast. So I don't know which is your favorite, but I'd love to hear. So, such a cute card, such a different look than our original card that we started with, but yet same card cutout. So keep that in mind as you're creating your cards. I wanted to show you, we've already talked about the envelope, and you can see how cute this black watercolor dots with the pink geranium. But I wanted to show you a couple of other little tricks you could do to dress up your envelope wrapper if you wanted. So it's already folded to go onto my envelope, but I wanted to add a flower to it, but I only had one of this big flower to use, and so I simply folded it in half. So there's a little bit that shows on the back and the more shows on the front. And then I have little leaves to stick down. Now remember, if you're going to send it through the post office, you want to make sure this is all adhered really flat and nice. But if you're just handing it to a friend, you don't have to be quite as careful about it being adhered everywhere. And then I just simply added a leaf to the back. So I think that just finished that off. And then look how cute this looks. Stick that on your envelope, have your little card tucked inside. Either card would just be cute. And then look how cute the back looks as well. So you can see how much fun you can have using our card cutouts and our new paper line. We are so excited with it. I hope you've enjoyed today's class. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Happy camping!